Imagine getting everything you've ever dreamed of, only to realize it's a trap. What matters more, the shine of luxury or the happiness you left behind? Angelica is facing the decision of a lifetime. Can she fix her mistakes, or is it too late? Watch until the end. You won't want to miss this.
Chapter 8: The Weight of Choices. The soft glow of the city lights filtered through the tinted windows of the sleek, chauffeured limousine, casting a warm, amber hue over Angelica's pensive expression. As the vehicle glided silently through the bustling streets, she found herself lost in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions, the weight of her choices bearing down on her with an ever-increasing intensity. For years, Angelica had basked in the opulence and grandeur of her gilded cage, indulging in the luxuries and status symbols that had once been the driving force behind her fateful decision. Designer gowns, sparkling jewels, and the trappings of a bohemian celebrity lifestyle had all been hers in abundance, a testament to the wealth and privilege that now defined her existence. And yet, as she sat there, her fingers absently tracing the intricate patterns of her latest couture acquisition, Angelica couldn't shake the growing sense of emptiness that had taken root in the depths of her soul. The endless rounds of lavish parties, the fawning attention of her husband's wealthy associates, the constant pressure to maintain a flawless, camera-ready appearance, it all felt increasingly hollow, a facade that concealed a deeper, more profound yearning. Angelica's gaze drifted to the passing cityscape, her mind replaying the pivotal moment on the beach all those years ago, when she had made the fateful decision to abandon the simple, unassuming life she had once shared with Alex. The memory of his desperate pleas, the raw anguish etched into his features, sent a sharp pang of regret through her heart. In those fleeting moments, Angelica had been blinded by her relentless pursuit of wealth, status, and the admiration she had so desperately craved. The promise of a life of opulence and grandeur had been too tempting to resist, and she had willingly sacrificed the genuine connection and contentment she had shared with Alex in exchange for the gilded cage that now confined her. As the limousine pulled into the private garage beneath their penthouse apartment, Angelica felt a familiar sense of unease settle over her. This was the life she had fought for, the life she had deemed worthy of her ambition and talent. And yet, as she stepped out of the vehicle, the weight of her decision seemed to press down on her with an unbearable intensity. Ascending the sweeping staircase, Angelica moved through the lavish, impersonal space, her fingers tracing the sleek, modern lines of the furniture and the pristine, museum-like displays of art that adorned the walls. It was a world of luxury and refinement, a world that she had once craved with every fiber of her being. And yet, as she surveyed her surroundings, she felt a growing sense of detachment, a disconnect that she had never anticipated. Angelica made her way to the master bedroom, her steps slowing as she approached the door. Beyond the threshold lay the sanctuary of her private domain, a space that should have been a refuge from the constant demands of her high society existence. And yet, as she pushed open the door and stepped inside, Angelica found herself overwhelmed by a sense of suffocation, the lavish comforts of the room serving only to amplify her growing unease. With a weary sigh, she sank down onto the plush bedding, her gaze drifting to the wall of floor-to-ceiling windows that offered a panoramic view of the glittering cityscape. It was a vista that had once filled her with a sense of triumph, a tangible representation of the life she had fought so hard to attain. But now, as she stared out at the twinkling lights, Angelica felt a profound sense of disillusionment. The gilded cage she had once so eagerly embraced, now feeling more like a prison than a palace. Unbidden, the memory of Alex's kind, steadfast face resurfaced in her mind, a bittersweet reminder of the life she had once shared, the simple joys they had once cherished, the laughter and quiet moments of connection. It was a world that now felt impossibly distant, a realm of fulfillment that she had so carelessly abandoned in pursuit of her grandiose ambitions. Angelica's fingers trembled as she reached into the drawer of the ornate nightstand, retrieving a small, delicate seashell. It was a familiar object, one that had once held such profound meaning. a tangible symbol of the bond she had shared with Alex. Tracing its smooth contours, Angelica felt a lump rise in her throat, the weight of her choices bearing down on her with a crushing intensity. In that moment, the illusion of her gilded cage began to crumble, the cracks in the facade revealing a stark truth that she had long tried to ignore. Beneath the veneer of luxury and status, Angelica found herself grappling with a profound sense of emptiness, a void that the material comforts of her lavish lifestyle could never truly fill. As the tears began to flow freely down her cheeks, Angelica clutched the seashell to her chest, her body racked with the quiet sobs that had been building for years. The life she had fought for, the dreams she had so ardently pursued, had come at a far greater price than she had ever anticipated. In her relentless pursuit of wealth and recognition, she had sacrificed the very things that had once brought her the greatest joy, the simple, unassuming pleasures of her life with Alex. The realization that her gilded cage had become a prison of her own making was a bitter pill to swallow, and Angelica found herself consumed by a tidal wave of regret and sorrow. She had traded the steadfast love and genuine connection she had once shared for the fleeting adoration of the high society elite, and in doing so, she had lost a part of herself that could never be reclaimed. As the night wore on, Angelica lay curled on the bed, the seashell clutched tightly in her hands, her tears soaking into the plush bedding. The weight of her choices had become too heavy to bear, and she found herself grappling with the stark reality that the life she had so desperately craved was ultimately hollow, devoid of the true fulfillment she had once believed it would bring. In the stillness of the night, Angelica's thoughts drifted to Alex, the memory of his unwavering presence a soothing balm against the turmoil of her emotions. She wondered if he had ever found the happiness she had so carelessly discarded, if the simple joys they had once shared had brought him the solace she now so desperately craved. The ache in her heart intensified, a constant reminder of the price she had paid for her ambition, and Angelica found herself longing for the comfort of Alex's embrace, the warmth of his steadfast devotion, a distant, elusive memory. As she lay there, her body racked with quiet sobs, Angelica knew that she had made a mistake that had cost her the very thing she had once held most dear. In the depths of her anguish, Angelica vowed to find a way to reclaim the pieces of herself she had lost, to somehow mend the broken bonds that had once defined her. It would not be an easy task, for the weight of her choices had taken a heavy toll, but she was determined to find a way to fill the void that had taken root in her soul, even if it meant facing the painful consequences of her past decisions. With a renewed sense of purpose, Angelica wiped the tears from her cheeks, her gaze hardening with a steely determination. The gilded cage that had once seemed so alluring now felt like a prison, and she was determined to find a way to break free, to reclaim the happiness and fulfillment she had so carelessly discarded all those years ago.
Pulse on, can't slow down, in the lights we glow. Feel the rush, take the crown, to the beat we flow. No stop, can't let up now, the sound is all we know. We are, alive in the glow. We are, alive in the show. We are, alive in the flow. We are alive, feel the power grow.